We are about to embark upon a series of strange and exciting, dangerous adventures. Adventures that will lead us to all parts of the world.
Hello and welcome to another Bad Comic Review. This time we are looking at Justice League vs. Godzilla vs. Kong, Issue 5. This is a miniseries from DC Comics written by Brian Buccellato, art by Christian Duce and Tom Derenick, colors by Luis Guerrero, letters by Richard Starkings and Comicraft's Jimmy Betancourt. DC Comics editor was Ben Abernathy, Legendary Comics editor was Robert Napton. The cover I have is by Drew Johnson and Romulo Fajardo Jr., and that is an insanely boring cover. It's part of a larger image, granted, but it should be more exciting other than seeing the reflection of Godzilla on the Hall of Justice. Instead, you've got Superman looking up like Godzilla just cut a fart. Everybody else just sort of staring off into space with disinterest. Why does Yara's sword look like a bayonet? And Aquaman's face looks really weird. Overall, not an impressive cover, especially if they want $5 for this. The interior art is significantly better. Kara confirms that Superman is still alive, but not for long. Meanwhile, underwater, Godzilla is fighting one of the other large monsters that was brought over from the parallel universe, and Aquaman has unleashed the Kraken, which is sort of this Cthulhian looking creature, and they fight for a while. Batman is trying to organize the rest of the league to try and get things moving so they can actually stop these creatures and send them back, but it's not going real well. Lois's contact did provide them with a lot of information that does help quite a bit, but it's not really panning out quite yet. Supergirl, unfortunately, goes back to Monster Island and runs into an old adversary who's going to play a significantly bad role in this affair, and Captain Marvel decides to try and take on the Legion of Doom by himself, and that's not going to really work out in anyone's favor either. We're left with a cliffhanger ending where Godzilla may be captured, but probably won't be for long, and Lex Luthor's plan is coming to fruition, but there's still another player who's about to enter the stage as well, and that could really shake things up. So we'll see how it plays out. Overall, this is a very solid issue. It's very middle story, so you're really not going to have a good grasp of what's going on, but you don't have to go back to issue 1 because issue 1 was incredibly pointless. You could just start with issue 2 and be a lot happier with your life. But I would definitely say this is probably not going to bring you up to speed on what's going on. There's too many pieces moving in this one. You're not going to really understand what Green Arrow is doing and why unless you read the previous issue. So I would say wait to read this one until you've got more of the mini-series, or just buy it in trade. That's probably going to be the best way to enjoy this series, especially because issue 1 was such a failure. And with the cover being kind of garbage, it's really not inspiring anyone to drop $5. So I would say wait and get the trade paperback at this point, because while the cliffhanger was pretty good, so far there are too many downsides to getting the $5 issues individually, and you'll probably be able to get the trade paperback cheaper than you would the individual issues. But I will recommend it. I think it's a pretty interesting miniseries despite the really, really rough start. And this issue was a really fun read. The art's solid, the story was actually pretty good, and a lot is happening, so there's quite a bit of action in here, and that made me very happy. But that's going to do it for this episode. Thank you so much for listening and supporting the channel. If you enjoyed the video, please hit the like button and don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss future reviews. If you'd like to help the channel out in other ways, links are in the description to various support methods, and as always, we hope to see you on the next one.